For a long time, my entire investing journey revolved around one word: income. If an ETF paid me regularly, especially on a weekly schedule, it immediately grabbed my attention. That's how WPAY and MAGY became such a big part of my portfolio. The income felt real, the payouts felt consistent, and honestly, it made investing feel active and rewarding instead of passive and boring. Every week felt like progress. I didn't have to wait months to feel like my strategy was working. I'd open my app, see a payout hit, and think, okay, this is doing something. That feedback loop was powerful. It kept me engaged, disciplined, and excited about investing in a way I hadn't experienced before. Weekly pay ETFs were doing exactly what they were designed to do. They generated income through structured strategies that worked well in certain market conditions. They turned market movement into cash flow, and for a while that felt like the smartest way to invest. But over time, something started to bother me. Not in a dramatic way, not because the income stopped. The payouts were still coming in. The issue was quieter than that. Even though income was flowing, my portfolio wasn't really growing in the background the way I expected. I wasn't worried about a bad week or a smaller distribution. I was worried about the bigger picture. What would this portfolio look like years down the line if most of my focus stayed on income-first ETFs? That question kept coming back. Income solves one problem. Growth solves a different one. And I slowly realized that I was trying to force income ETFs to do a job they weren't built for. That's when VOO entered the picture in a more serious way. At first, VOO didn't excite me at all. No weekly payouts, no constant reinforcement, no feeling of progress every time I checked my account. It just sat there, moving with the market, doing its thing quietly. Compared to WPAY and MAGY, VOO felt boring. But the more I paid attention, the more I realized that boring was exactly what my portfolio needed. VOO isn't trying to generate income. It's not designed to smooth every market move. It doesn't promise excitement. Its entire purpose is long-term market participation. It captures growth over time by staying invested in a broad slice of the market and letting compounding do the work. And that difference matters more than most people realize. With weekly ETFs, the reward is visible. You see it every week. With VOO, the reward is delayed. You don't feel it right away. You feel it years later. And that delay makes it harder to appreciate in the moment. But once I stopped judging my portfolio by how often it paid me and started judging it by how well it could grow without my interference, VOO started to stand out. I realized that growth ETFs reduce decision fatigue. There's no strategy to monitor, no payout schedule to analyze, no constant question of whether conditions are still favorable. You buy it, you hold it, and you let time do the heavy lifting. That simplicity changed how I behaved as an investor. Before, I was always engaged, always checking, always thinking about adjustments. Income ETFs demand that kind of attention even when they're working well. There's nothing wrong with that, but it adds mental pressure over time. With VOO, that pressure disappears. I'm not trying to optimize it. I'm not trying to time anything. I'm simply letting it exist as the backbone of my portfolio. That's when I understood the real distinction. WPAY and MAGY gave me income. VOO gave me growth. And those two things don't need to compete with each other. They need to complement each other. Once I stopped expecting weekly ETFs to grow my portfolio and stopped expecting growth ETFs to generate income, everything became clearer. Each ETF had a defined role. Each part of the portfolio knew its job. WPAY and MAGY became the income layer. Their purpose was to generate cash flow and provide flexibility. That income could be reinvested, held as cash, or used to support other positions. They weren't responsible for long-term compounding anymore. VOO became the growth layer. Its only job was to compound quietly over time, without being touched, adjusted, or second-guessed. That separation reduced stress in a way I didn't expect. When markets get choppy now, I don't panic. If income fluctuates, I don't feel threatened. If growth slows temporarily, I don't feel like my strategy is broken. That's because no single ETF is carrying too much responsibility. In my earlier setup, income ETFs were expected to do everything: generate cash flow, preserve capital, and somehow grow long-term at the same time. That's an unrealistic expectation. Once VOO took over the growth role, the entire system became more stable. Another thing I noticed was how much this shift improved my patience. With income-only strategies, there's a temptation to constantly optimize. You're always looking for the next adjustment, the next switch, the next improvement. With VOO, patience isn't just encouraged, it's required. And that patience compounds just as much as the returns. I also realized that growth doesn't feel exciting in the moment. It feels boring. It feels slow. And that's exactly why most people underallocate to it. Income feels rewarding now. Growth rewards you later. But later is where real wealth is built. That doesn't mean income isn't valuable, it just means it has a different role in the journey. WPAY and MAGY still matter in my portfolio. They still serve a purpose. They help smooth certain periods. They provide optionality. They reduce the need to sell assets during down markets, but they no longer define the direction of the portfolio. VOO does. That change also helped me stop reacting emotionally to short-term market noise. Headlines come and go. Volatility spikes and fades. None of that changes VOO's job. And because VOO is the core, none of that forces me to act. That's a powerful position to be in as an investor. When you're not forced to act, you're less likely to make mistakes. I used to think the goal was to build the perfect ETF portfolio. The more I invest, the more I realize the goal is to build a portfolio that you can stick with through all market conditions. For me, that meant letting income ETFs be income tools and letting a growth ETF be the foundation. That's why WPAY and MAGY gave me income, and why VOO gave me growth. If you're currently focused on weekly income and loving it, there's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure income isn't the only thing your portfolio is built on. Growth is quieter, slower, and less exciting, but it's what carries you forward when the excitement fades. Once I understood that, my strategy stopped feeling fragile and started feeling durable. And durability is what keeps you invested long enough for compounding to actually work. That's the biggest lesson this shift taught me. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's this. Building a strong portfolio isn't about finding the single best ETF. It's about giving each ETF a clear role. Income ETFs can be powerful tools when they're used for income. Growth ETFs quietly do the heavy lifting over time, even when it doesn't feel exciting. If this way of thinking helped you, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I break down ETFs, income strategies, and portfolio structure in a simple way so you can actually understand what you're investing in. Drop a comment below and let me know. Do you lean more toward income, growth, or a mix of both? I'll see you in the next one.